internet reacts to Brooke Houts' heartbreaking clip. Logan Paul also reacted to the clip.
A YouTuber named Brooke Houts is currently under investigation by the LAPD.
Brooke Houts is apologizing for a video she shared on YouTube that appears to show her hitting her dog.
So, watching this video was a huge shock to me.
I never thought that I would be making this video. As someone who has always wanted to impact people's lives and change the world, I just wanted to take on a new challenge, and this is probably the biggest risk I've ever taken. Why is it a big risk, you're probably wondering? When people hear the name Brooke Houts, they automatically see her as her scandal. The second I told my friends that I wanted to do this video, they all said the same exact thing: don't do it. Probably because of the outcome, that I would get a lot of hate, or just because they thought that this person didn't deserve another chance. But that's not who I am. Our generation is quick to cancel people just because of their mistakes, and I'm the person that wants to know why they did it and who are they personally. So I did this video to get all the answers everyone has been wondering. I want to find out who Brooke really is, because everyone on the internet was either against her or was with her. And Brooke Houts has never been interviewed before, and I had a mutual friend that knew her personally, and I was able to get in contact with her, and she agreed to do her first ever and only interview. I got to meet her a couple times before this video, and I really studied her personality, and what I saw was a whole different side of her that a lot of you guys have not even seen yet. In this video, I'll get the truth, the facts, and Brooke's side of this story that she didn't get to tell. And now in no way am I saying that the video was okay, but I do believe everyone should face their consequences, and I also do believe that she deserves a platform to tell her story to the world too. After all, we all make mistakes at some point in our lives, and sometimes we just need someone to hear us out and listen, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm Chris Mangos, and this is the truth about Brooke Houts. Is it recording? Okay, let's just go in here. Alright, so I finally got the most important person to interview. 100%, are you sure?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so
you have my verbal consent that I will interview and be in the video.
Romy. Which is one of her old best friends that was her roommate. She was iffy about the situation and said no at first, but then she said yes, thank God. And I want to get these interviews done before I meet up with Brooke Houts. Getting people to like actually agree to be on an interview, it's just like hard as hell. Hey, so I know we were texting about the whole Brooke thing, but are you like 100% down to go out and like go out somewhere and get coffee and have an interview? Would that be fun?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, would you want to do it like in the middle of the week? It's
Wednesday works.
Wednesday? Okay, we could just do it Wednesday. Alright, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
I met Brooke in 2016 summer at VidCon.
I met Brooke through mutual friends.
I know Brooke through church.
Describe Brooke Houts in 3 words.
Super hardworking.
Welcoming.
Authentic and genuine.
When you found out about the scandal with Brooke's dog, what was your initial thought about the situation?
I was honestly like really shocked when I saw it. I never would have expected that from Brooke. I know people like to think she hates all these animals and everything, but obviously being Brooke's roommate, she is such like an animal lover. Obviously, if you guys don't know, she's vegan.
My initial thought was that it was wrong.
Do you believe Brooke deserved all the hate she got for the video, and does she deserve another chance?
Obviously, like, it's something I don't support. I don't support hitting dogs or, you know, whatever happened in the video. And people are obviously gonna hate if that's something that's like, that's a touchy subject for a lot of people to see. So, in a sense, yes, like there's repercussions for what she did, and she realizes that, I'm pretty sure. I think sometimes people are pushing the hate a little too far with like telling her to like kill herself, but I do think she deserves a second chance.
I think that she absolutely obviously deserves a second chance from it, but all the hate that she got was crazy because mental health is really a huge thing, and people's words do affect you.
I would react exactly the same way no matter who it is.
Yes, because I believe people deserve a second chance.
Probably not. Just because I know her personally, and I feel like since getting to know her, I know how she really is.
I'm like 2 minutes away from Brooke Houts' house, and I'm gonna be asking her questions, showing you guys around her house, and just getting to know her. I'm kind of nervous about this because I've been planning this for about a week now, and the time's finally coming. It came by so fast. So let's see how this goes. Hi.
Hi. Hey.
What's up?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Good to see you.
I like the Sherpa.
Thank you. It's very warm.
Those houses are huge. Oh my god.
Yeah, those are really nice over there. But this is my house.
It's so white. It's like modern.
Yeah, I kind of, that's like
Whoa,
the vibe.
Your view is sick. Where's your dog? Wait.
Oh, he's in, I put him away for a nap, but he can come out. Do you want to meet him?
Yes, of course. Hi. Hi. Oh my god.
Very excited.
Hi. Oh my god. So big. Oh my god.
He's very excited today. But yeah, I took him for a walk this morning, and then I made breakfast, made a smoothie.
What you eat?
Protein smoothie. It's like my go-to.
So you're healthy?
Yeah.
Is that
health is
type?
like,
honestly, I'm healthy as well. I've been working on
I know. You've been on the grind. I've seen your Instagram story. He's like, he wants to.
What's his toys?
What's this? Can you sit? Can you sit? Good boy. Good girl. This is obviously my room.
It's up there.
It's basically a loft. There's like a ladder. You can go up there if you want.
There's a bed?
Yeah, I used to have a roommate that lived up there, but now it's just us. Wanna go outside? Sit.
Will you run away?
No. Sit.
Oh, good boy.
Go. Have fun. No barking.
So honestly, people want to know more about you. So
do they?
Yeah. I'm very curious to learn more about you. So
okay.
What's your like hobbies? Like what do you like to do on your free time?
Usually I don't have a lot of free time.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. But in my free time, I try to do something really active. So like today is Sunday. So usually Sundays are my rest days because I'm at church from like 5 o'clock to 10 p.m. just walking around. So
what do you do at church? Do you do anything, volunteer or like anything? Yeah,
so I serve at my church here in LA and I love it. It's like the best thing ever and I've been doing that for the past year or so.
Okay, so like on a more personal level, do you feel stressed out at all or ever depressed or anything? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so when was the last time that you felt depressed?
I mean, I deal with anxiety and depression like every single day.
Are you diagnosed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm on medication for it too. But
do you take it every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I still deal with it every day because I've had anxiety since I was 15 and I've had depression since around the same time. So I have anxiety-induced depression, so when my anxiety gets worse, my depression also gets worse. And it's kind of like, they're kind of like together.
Yeah, it's like a package, it just goes into your head and you're like, ugh.
Right, yeah, so it's basically, I mean, every day is like, an uphill battle, but some days are easier than others, of course,
So let's just get straight into the whole reason I came here.
Okay.
Where would you want to do the whole interview, get into things? Like, where do you want to do that?
We can
do
it wherever. I mean, luckily, there's a ton of windows here, so there's natural lighting.
Okay.
We could go up to the loft because I feel like the lighting might be more controlled because down here there's a lot of windows. So if you want, we can go up there.
Okay. I think that would be the best place. Yeah. So explain to me how your life was before the video got leaked.
So my life was pretty normal. I mean, it wasn't normal because of social media, but like I would wake up every day and basically all day, every day my life was just YouTube. Like I was surrounded by YouTube and making videos.
YouTube every day?
Yeah, every day. If I wasn't filming, I was thinking of filming. If I wasn't editing, I was probably filming. Like it was just that kind of constant thing. And you know, I would post on Instagram a lot. It was just, my life was very social media.
You're very active?
Centered. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, really active.
So obviously you made YouTube videos all the time, but what content did you make?
So on my YouTube channel, I guess my favorite videos to film were videos with friends, like vlogs and stuff like that. That was always like such a good time. But then more so when I was living on my own, or when I have been living on my own, I made a lot of true crime videos.
I'm addicted to true crime videos. Fun fact, your girl actually wanted to be a forensic psychologist at one point in her life. I've always just been so interested in mysteries, even though they really do scare me.
Today we are actually going to be talking about the vanishing of Cherry Mahan. Talk about the case of Kira Bergman. We are discussing the case of Madeline McCann.
And when you made videos with your dog, what would it mostly consist of?
So videos with my dog, it was so easy to film with him because I was always with him and we always would spend a lot of time together. So I was like, one day I remember I put him in a video and people really liked it, and I was like, okay, like people would comment that they wanted more of that and more of that. So I was like, okay, like if people want videos with my dog, like I would love to provide that. I'm with him all the time anyway.
Okay. So going on with that, about your dog, explain your relationship with your dog.
Anyone that knows me knows that my relationship with my dog is honestly, like, it's hard because obviously, like, no one seeing this video knows me personally unless it's someone who knows me personally. But from perspectives of like my mom or like my best friends, they know that like I absolutely love my dog.
Good. Oh Jesus. Okay. Luckily he has pretty good recall, so if I call his name, like he'll come back.
At least he listens.
Most of the time. Yeah. Unless he wants to be mischievous, then he'll be like,
so what kind of dog is it?
So he is a purebred Doberman. I actually got him from a lady off Craigslist.
Oh really?
Yeah, she, it ended up being that I think, well, I got him when he was a puppy, but I don't think that the people were breeders. It was just like a unique situation. Yeah. Hey. Whose dog is this? They're not very nice.
Yeah, those are...
I'm very protective over my dog.
He has all his shots and
everything. Yeah, of course. Yes, he has all of his shots. He's very well taken care of. We go to regular vet appointments.
So what happened specifically during the video about, you know, the leaked footage? What was going through your mind? What was happening during that moment?
Well, clearly I should not have been filming a video that day. I shouldn't have even tried to force myself to get on camera. I shouldn't have had my dog on camera with me. It was just, there's no excuse for it, is the thing. Like I would never ever try to make up an excuse on why what happened, but what I will say is that it was just a mistake that had never happened up until that point and never happened again after that, which I think is really important to note. And I clearly was not thinking, I was not in my right state of mind. I don't know what came over me to do that and to make the mistakes that I did make. I honestly don't know, and I wish I could be more like, oh yeah, like I did this because of this. There was no reason for me to ever do that. And so it's just what happened, unfortunately. And like every day I think about it, and every day, of course, I wish that I had done things differently and that I hadn't had made that mistake. But again, I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and because that video, you know, got put out there for everyone to see, I learned so much, and I still continue to learn every single day.
Okay, now have you done anything after the video you know, getting leaked and everything, people just going after you.
Yeah.
Have you done anything to improve?
Yeah, so I have done, basically in my eyes, like, there was nothing that, like, there's so many different answers to this question, but yes, I have. I've taken initiative to go to therapy, which I still go to.
Do you go every week?
Yes. Yeah, therapy every week, and I just actually am starting to see a new therapist, but before it was kind of like I would talk to, it's not important, I guess, who I talk to, but yeah, lots of therapy. I put my dog in training for, we did like it was either 6 or 8 weeks, but I put him in a training program where a private dog trainer would come to my house every week, and he helped me so much. He was the nicest guy ever, and he actually knew what had happened, and like he was very open about that with me, and
he tried to help you out and you know, get the help you needed.
Yeah, nicest guy ever, and that was so helpful. Besides that, I signed up for I did end up signing up for, oh my gosh, what do I even call it? I signed up to volunteer at one of an animal organization down here. I haven't done that as much as I would like to be able to, because my schedule is very, very busy even still. But whenever I can, I like to be able to do that, and I like to be able to go out there and try to make a positive difference.
Now, do you think your mental health is way better now before the video?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in terms of managing my emotions, definitely way better. I'm gonna be honest and say, like, has things like my depression and anxiety gotten worse? Of course. Yeah. Just because of everything that did happen. That's kind of hard to avoid in that way. But therapy helps so much, and in the way of like handling my emotions and being able to like control my thoughts and actions, which was never a problem up until that point. It was just kind of like the last thing on top of everything that was going on that made me act that way. And it's honestly like truly just awful behavior. Like when I see that video of myself, like it makes me sick to my stomach. And it just, like, I don't want to get emotional, but it just really, like, I don't know if people realize, like, sorry.
It's okay.
It's just like, it affected me a lot. And I don't think that people realized, like, every single day, even up until this day, like, I am the person who, like, I'm more hard on myself, I'm more harsh on myself than, like, any comment or any person could be.
So obviously you got a lot of hate and thousands of comments after everyone seeing the video, and someone, you know, not following you before all of this, their reaction is going to be worse than someone who might have been following you for years doing YouTube. What my question is, if this was you and you saw another person doing a video like that and it got leaked, what would your reaction be?
So that's a really good question. I think that if I had stumbled across that, obviously I would have been like, oh, like, you know, obviously that doesn't look good. Like, that's not something that someone should do. But there's never an excuse for something like that. But at the same time, I've always been the kind of person to look on the other side of things. I would probably wonder what that person is going through. Like, are they okay? I wonder what brought them to do that, what drove them to do that in the first place, you know, regardless of the situation. And I think people forget a lot of the time that people do make mistakes. Like, anyone who hasn't made a mistake, like, they don't exist. Like, everyone makes mistakes. Some mistakes, are they worse than other mistakes? Sure. But as long as something can be grown from, and as long as someone can evolve from what put them down in the first place, I think that's the most important part. And that's what I learned in this situation. Of course, coming across a video like that, if I saw someone else doing that, I would have a lot of questions, but at the same time, I would have a lot of empathy and understanding for them, because I would never want someone to have to go through what I had to go through. Of course, it was a very different response from people who had followed me for years and people who had just seen the video. People who had just seen the video, I got thousands of death threats, and people who followed me for years, I got hundreds of nice DMs and comments of people being like, listen, I know it's not you. I know this isn't you. Like, what's going on? Are you okay? And that was something that blew my mind, because I didn't think that people would think that, because of course I understand why people reacted the way it did, or the way that they did. Now, were some comments definitely like over the top and definitely like very harsh? Yes, but again, like, they only know me from that clip, which means that they don't really know me. So,
So to touch more on the clip, so after the video got out and everywhere, you know, you being a normal person and you just finding out, you know, this video got everywhere, what did you do at that moment?
So, when I realized that I had uploaded the unedited footage of the video instead of the edited video I was supposed to upload, I knew, like, obviously it's such a weird thing to try to explain, because obviously I wasn't supposed to upload that video, but at the same time I feel like I was supposed to upload
How long was the video uploaded before you deleted it?
Less than a minute.
Wow. Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, and so that's just proof that things can change so quickly. Even from one mistake, everything can change. And it wasn't until I realized, like, I would ask myself constantly, like, why did this happen? Like, why did this happen? Well, no, obviously I made a mistake. It needed to happen for me to learn a lesson. I get that, because in my eyes, like, it just, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like it was supposed to happen, and that's why it did happen. That's why the video footage was leaked, because it was supposed to be leaked, if that makes sense. And I don't even like to say the words leaked, but because I did it, like, I was the one who uploaded the footage originally, and I don't know how many people know that, but it wasn't obviously intentional. There was a while where I did freak out. Like, I realized just how people would see it, because I knew in myself that I wasn't this person, but I knew that other people were gonna see me as that person. And so first thing I did instantly was I called my mom, and I talked to her on the phone for probably like an hour, just like sobbing, just crying, like, not because like, a lot of people like to say in situations like these, you're just sorry you got caught. No. I did not feel good. Even after I filmed that video, I did not feel good. Like, filming that video, afterwards, I didn't even, like, it's so hard to explain, but I was just in such a bad state of mind.
So I'm pretty sure a lot of people are curious about this. Seeing that video, they would think that you would have done that, you know, not filming and other days as well. So my question is to you, have you done that before?
No.
Never?
No, never. And I can say that confidently, because I know that I have never done that. And that's why I say I feel like this video was supposed to be uploaded, because I had never done that before, but that was the final straw for me emotionally, and that was also, I feel like, the final straw for, like, through this whole experience, I feel like I learned so much, and I feel like that was the final straw for me to be like, okay, I really need to stop. I need to take care of myself mentally. I just need to slow everything down, and I need to take a break. And that's exactly what I did. And so that's why I say that I feel like the footage was supposed to be uploaded. But it had never gotten to that point, and it was never ever like that again.
So obviously after the video went viral, and henceforward there was news all over this. There were celebrities talking about it. So what was your reaction to everyone talking about this, and like what were people saying, like celebrities and the news articles and and everything?
So my reaction to that, I mean, obviously I just wanted it all to go away. I just wanted it all to stop more than anything, because anytime I would get an email from a news station or an email from someone who wanted me to come on their talk show, I just wanted it to stop. I knew that there was nothing that I could do to make it better, even if I tried at that moment, and there was nothing that would make me feel better in that moment. And so I just spent a lot of time just feeling like I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, like I just felt numb for like days after. And luckily I had like a really good support system through that. Pastors from my church came over, like it was like I had a lot of people praying for me. I had friends supporting me I would always call, like no matter what time, and they would always pick up. But initially I just wanted everything to stop, and as everything continued I realized it wasn't going to stop, and that the only way I could get through this was to honestly like separate myself from the situation and accept what happened, accept what I did, accept that I made a mistake, and honestly move on from it.
Now, during this whole thing, did you lose Instagram followers? Did you lose YouTube subscribers?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, so of course I lost followers. I mean, seeing that, I would probably unsubscribe from someone too. Like I don't blame them, you know? And so I lost, I think, about over 20,000 followers on YouTube. I wasn't really keeping track, but it didn't, like that didn't matter to me, because I could have lost all of my followers. Yeah. And it wouldn't have, like I would have felt the same no matter how many followers I lost. Like it didn't matter how many people unsubscribed, it mattered how many people were still like kind and supportive. Like those are the people that I care about, you know? And so seeing how many people stayed meant so much more to me than seeing how many people left.
Yeah. What about your Instagram?
So my Instagram, that's actually, my Instagram got enough reports to where Instagram had to take it down, like thousands, like hundreds of thousands of reports. So
just gone, vanished.
Well, like my Instagram is gone, and so luckily I had a backup account that was a fitness account, so I switched over to that one. There were a lot of people pretending to be me on Instagram, and that's still a problem. But
do you know why they are trying to pretend to be you? Or?
Well, one guy put his account on private, and he put me as his profile photo and changed his name to an account that looked similar to my old one, and he put his account on private, but then when you followed him, it was all of his pictures. So he was just trying to gain followers, which I understand. Like, I mean, that's smart. Like, go off.
I mean, that's not exactly the right way to to get followers.
But I think that was like a main motive, or people pretending, like people making fake accounts to, I don't know. I don't really know. But I mean, again, that's not even the part that matters to me. Like, I was most concerned with just how I felt and like my mental, like I couldn't even think about the followers at that time. Like my mental state was so bad, I couldn't
you had to focus on yourself first before.
And I could barely even like form thoughts or sentences. Like I was basically just a shell of a person for like a week.
I mean, that would make sense after everything happened. So obviously there were people that supported you through this, and your family as well, but did you lose close friends, family even?
No, actually. No one, like all of my close friends stayed, all of my family, so supportive, because again, they know me, like they know who I really am, and they were just concerned mostly for my mental health, you know?
Were there any friends that were kind of distant at all?
Some friends I would say were a little bit more distant, just because until they knew the whole situation, until they like realized what had happened and like what was going on with me at that time, I feel like some people separated themselves before they knew everything.
So, so after this whole thing has happened, what have you learned?
I could write a book.
Yeah, I can
Like,
imagine.
There's so much that I learned, and I'm so grateful because I wouldn't wish this experience on anyone, but sometimes I am glad that I went through this because it's such like a specific thing to go through, to be able to know how it feels for that to happen to you. The things that I learned, like, it's priceless. Like, the things that I took away from this were just like life lessons that I wouldn't have learned otherwise, which I am very grateful for. I learned that family and community is one of the most important things that you could have. Like, friendships are so important. No one can go through life alone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I learned that actions have consequences, obviously.
Yeah.
And I learned that my mental state, like, I learned that putting yourself first mentally is incredibly important. It's probably one of the best things anyone could ever do, is to get help for their mental health and to go to therapy if you need it. Like, there's no shame in asking for help, which I was always that person who would never ask for help. Like, I felt weak asking for help. This situation, there was no other choice. Like, I needed help, and in doing so and finding that help made the biggest difference in my life. And it really truly made me a better person coming out the other side of this, which I didn't know how it was going to happen. Like, I truly thought at one point, like, I literally thought that my life was over. And coming out the other side and being able to say that, like, everything is, like, I feel like a better person now. It, like, I didn't expect for that to happen, and it blows my mind that that was the outcome, and I'm so happy that things played out the way that they did.
Now, throughout this whole experience, this crazy ride, is there anything that you want everyone to know?
I've never thought about that before, but I think something that I would want someone to know is, like, because I wish that someone would have told me this while I was going through what was happening. And I think one thing that I would say is, no matter what someone is going through, like, it's going to be okay. Like, anyone who's going through something that's really hard, like, you can get through it. It's going to be okay. Things are actually going to get better. Because for a long time I didn't believe that. Like, I really did not believe that things would get better. And I had a lot of negative thoughts, and I think that's just my biggest takeaway from this, is that if anyone else is going through something that seems impossible, or seems they made a mistake and it seems like they're never going to come back from it, like, anything is possible, and anyone can make themselves into the person that they want to be. Anyone can take steps into a better life as long as they're willing to, and anyone can evolve into a different person at any time as long as they want to.
So, now the big question is, are you ready to start a new journey and start back up?
Yes, I've never been more ready for anything in my life, honestly. I've missed everything so much. So, short answer, yes, I am ready.
Alright, so this isn't the first time that we met. Obviously, we've hung out before this, but I've only known you for a week. And me personally, I can say that you're a genuine person, and that you're very kind, and you really do, you really, what you say is true, and it's not like a fraud, because I can see that you're really kind and you want to change, you do things to change, and I love people that want to change and be positive and change the world. And I'm ready for you to begin your new life, because I'm happy for you to start again.
Thank you.
Of course.
That's so nice, Chris.
Hey guys, it's Brooke Houts, and we need to talk.